Please speak English.
We can't rebuild our economy and meet this climate crisis.
All right, my son. I could have had it away with this cracking Judy, my old China.
Mr.
This is insane.
Are you telling pork pies in a bag of trout? Because if you are feeling quickly, why not just have a J. Arthur?
That in fact invades in open.
What, Billy? No, mates.
I mean, no, but I mean, think of, I mean, it's not about, I know.
Do right, you.
Don't you?
Every voter registration physician in the States. This is a nightmare.
Do you remember the Crimbo Din Din
They move everything out, move something.
we had with the grotty Scotch bin?
Oh, the one that was all 6s and 7s.
Yeah,
I get up in the morning and look at Jill and say, where the hell are we?
yeah, she was a trouble and strife for the Morris dance that lived up the apples and pears.
I think I'm going to try very much hard to, it is, and by the way, there's places where.
Welcome to the world, Joe. You having a good time, Joe?
Bonus! That's good. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, she was the barrister that became a bobby in a lorry.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
And they get rid of the Gatling gun in the bottom of St. Regis.
I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation.
Tea kettle, yes.
And then
she shat on a turtle.
I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts.
Why the hell is this just coming up now?
Well, I mean, I've never voted.
Did I hear a laugh over there?
I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl, thank you.
This whole thing is complete bullshit. I mean, you ask me, we gotta fight it.
Oh, and fight it we shall. Welcome to the other side of everything else. Oh, and here we are. Studio E, the other side of everything else. Oh, yeah. Gotta fix my picture there. It's messed up a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it, and it's bugging me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we are, back in frame. But, yeah, there we go. A little, maybe it's a secret language Joe, Nancy, all of them have. Maybe they just got a little their own way of getting a message across. I don't know. You know, just like Austin Powers and his Faja. Oh, but what are we going to do? What can you do? What can you do? I'll tell you the first thing we're going to do. I'm going to give you a little new music here. It comes out in June. It's Joe Bonamassa, guitar vocals. You got Glenn Hughes. You know, he's in the Mach 3 lineup of Deep Purple. He's on bass and vocals. He's an incredible vocalist, incredible bassist. You got Jason Bonham, son of the late great John Bonham. You got Jason Bonham on drums. He's proven himself over the years, and been playing with Sammy Hagar a lot here lately. And then you got Derek Sherinian on the keys. He's one of the best keyboards. He's in a Dream Theater. I don't know if he still is or not. I know they got Mike Portnoy back. But I know he's also played with Joe in his solo. That's when I got to see him. I got to see Black Country Communion back in like 2010 or whatever. And I hope we get to see him again because the rest of the albums, anything like this, it's going to be a contender. It could have been a contender. It could be a contender for the best album of the year, 2024. So let's just give you a little taste of some Black Country Communion. Ironically, it's called Stay Free. You go, little taste. I hope it tasted good to you. I like the way it tastes, and I'm looking forward to the Black Country Communion, so-called sort of a super group, I guess, if you will, modern day super group. And they were the guys. Go check out their earlier stuff. I mean, if you want to get a little idea of what they're about and stuff. But and I really like the funk in that. You got a lot of good funk in that song right there. You got to funk it up sometimes, because sometimes everything just seems so funked up. You just got to funk it up a little bit more just to make it right. And that's what we're doing right here. Speaking of funking things up, this is not really a news story, but it is election season. No matter who you want to vote for, who you agree with, you don't. You got options. I mean, you got Robert Kennedy Jr. running too, and he's a little crazy sometimes, but crazy is what we need. I kind of like him. But I'm thinking we really need Trump back in there. I mean, he's our option. We didn't get them the other option, so he's our option. So be interested who they pick for their vice president. I mean, of course, Biden's going to have Kamala. But here's a little, in case you forgot, Biden's ran for president before, back in 1987. Here's what you got when you did it before.
President of the United States, Joe Biden.
It's June 9th, 1987, and then Senator Joseph R. Biden Jr. has just entered the presidential race. Look familiar? The 2020 race is Biden's third attempt at the Oval Office. He first ran for president 32 years ago. For those who may have forgotten or weren't around in '87, here's what happened. Biden started off as a strong contender.
Senator Joseph R. Biden Jr. of Delaware.
But his campaign was marred by some early blunders, like this one.
What law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? And the other question is...
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
And he exaggerated his academic record in law school.
Went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
And then there were moments like this, repeated later during the campaign.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes.
But he never actually marched in the civil rights movement at all. Ultimately, it was accusations of plagiarism in his speeches.
I did not know that was a Robert Kennedy quote. My mistake.
That forced him to drop out of the race.
I made some mistakes.
After that, Biden stayed in the Senate, ran again in the 2008 race, became the vice presidential nominee, and then the vice president. Laid low for a little while, and now we're here.
If I'm going to be able to beat Donald Trump in 2020, it's going to happen here.
And certain things, including a handful of Biden's vulnerabilities, haven't changed. He's still leaning into some of the core messages he highlighted during his first presidential run, often emphasizing his profile over policy, promising to put the country on the right path after what he sees as the ills of Republican administrations. Here he is in 1987.
I tell you today that America is a nation at risk.
In 2007.
This president's going to be judged and his administration judged very harshly by history.
And in 2019.
We're in the battle for the soul of this nation.
But Biden has struggled to project himself as a man in step with the times, and parts of his political history continue to haunt him, like his role in the questioning of Anita Hill in 1991.
It is appropriate to ask Professor Hill anything any member wishes to ask her to plumb the depths of her credibility.
And more recently, it was his relationship with personal space.
The boundaries of protecting personal space have been reset, and I get it.
Throughout his more than 4-decade-long career in politics, Biden has become known for his freewheeling charm and authenticity.
I've been referred to as middle-class Joe. It's not always meant as a compliment.
But his candor has also gotten him into some trouble.
I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
As the Democratic frontrunner, Biden will be under a microscope. The question is whether he can harness the folksy appeal he's become known for without repeating the mistakes of the past.
Oh, of course, that was from when he was running the 2020 election. But has he repeated those same mistakes? Does he still lie and say he's been a part of this and part of that and not? Does he still plagiarize? I believe the answer to all that is yes, he does. And it's gotten even worse because you seen the first clip I played, you can't even understand what he's talking about most of the time. And it's not just him. Hell, you can't understand what Kamala is talking about most of the time. But enough of that. Enough. Get over enough of it. This is going to be about the music. It's always about the music, because the music is more important. Important. As my granddaughter, she said, you got to pronounce the T. Thank you, Peyton. So, one of the big subjects is the law. And I'm talking about Paul Rodgers' band, The Law. A lot of people don't even know about it. I ran across a lot of people because they're talking about all these bands, that people were in that you didn't so much know about. And I did a little show on it the other, about 2-3 episodes back, something like that. And this was coming up The Law because I got the cassette. I should have dug it out, but I got the cassette of it. And it's a really good album. It's very, very much like Bad Company. And it came out around 1990, 91. Maybe that's why it didn't go any farther, because that's the time when grunge was taking over. And all that, in my opinion, that's all the record companies' fault, the DJ's fault. They all follow suit. And MTV was going out, so videos weren't getting played. And I know the pop metal, hair metal, whatever you want to call it, it was getting oversaturated, but that's also because record companies was hiring anybody with, a blonde-haired singer and anybody that could, like, shred on a guitar, And so the songs suffer. It's all about the songs, and there was room. If they could have had the grunge, they could have had the best of the pop metal stuff, and the blues metal. I mean, you could have had it all. We could have had it all. Could have had it all. Well, here's one that we did get just for an album. Paul Rodgers, a free Bad Company. He was in The Firm. Good solo career. I've seen him in concert. On a solo career, I've seen him with Bad Company. He's great. And let's give you a little sample of The Law.
Killer on the run, laying down the law.
Oh, yeah. Miss you. I miss you in a heartbeat. Oh, some tough love there. Laying down the law. It's a really, really good album. If you can find it, I suggest you get it. Get it now. Get it good. So you got to get it. That's what you got to do. But you might have noticed that last song sounded a little familiar, right? Well, I thought it too, and then I looked it up, and it sounds just like this song.
I sure found out, thought love was such a crime. The more you care, the more you fall. No need to worry, no need to turn away, 'cause it don't matter anyway.
guys. So you see what is that? And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. The Law came out around 1990, 91, something like that. Miss You in a Heartbeat by Def Leppard. It came out like in 93. I always thought, did Def Leppard steal this from Paul Rodgers, or did they I didn't see it on the credits? What's going on? They claimed it as their own. So I looked it up, and it's a song written by Phil Collins, the guitarist for Def Leppard. You know, the guy that don't wear a shirt. And hey, if I had a body like that, I wouldn't wear a shirt. Never put a shirt on. Never put a shirt on. Ever. And, but, you know, so he wrote it. He's good friends with Paul Rodgers, I think. And and he allowed Paul and his band The Law to record it. And then, of course, in 1993, it's such a great song. Came out on that retrospective or whatever, and came out, and it's always been one of my favorite ballads. And I love The Law's version of it, but Def Leppard really killed it on that. They really brought it, as they usually do on their ballads. So there you go, a little rock knowledge, a little knowledge of rock. So Phil Collins didn't write it. He let Paul Rodgers do it. The Law came out with it first. And then Def Leppard did it, and it became a hit. So now we're going to give you a little new music. Here's a band, Rock City Machine Company. If you look it up, it's Rock City Machine Co. C-O. C-O short for company. And if you say company, you're going to get all kinds of other stuff. So if you look it up on your device, you want to say Rock City Machine Co. But anyway, Rock City Machine Company. I check them out. I really like them. And they're just simple, straight ahead rock, and with the familiar licks, you can tell they wear their influences on their sleeve. And but then I come to find out that it's actually Ace Frehley's backing band he has, and I guess they came to the conclusion, Ace is up in his 70s now, so sooner or later, Ace ain't gonna be they're gonna be stuck without a job, so they started doing their own thing on the side, and so they came out with the Rock City Machine Company. So there you go. This is Ace Frehley's backing band doing their own thing. And like I said, they wear their influences on their sleeves. So things are going to sound familiar to you, and that's okay. Everybody steals a little bit. Everybody borrows a little bit. As long as you don't plagiarize like Joe Biden, I think you're okay. But even that, I guess you're okay. Look, he plagiarized and became president of the United States. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither there nor here. Because you know what I always say, if it's not another, it's one thing. And if it's not one thing, it's another. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the Rock City Machine Company playing some rock and roll near you?
This ain't love, we don't have to pretend. No, no.
Sell our soul for the gold. Oh yeah, Rock City Machine Company. I like those guys. I mean, it's just like I said, you can tell their influences. They're just simple, straight ahead rock. You can tell they've been playing with Ace. You know, they're personally. I mean, I love the stuff they're doing. It makes me feel good. You know, you can get in there and you can criticize whatever you want to about it. But if you're just sitting back and you listen to, like the way I listen to most stuff, I put it in the background while I'm doing something. Whether it's driving, working on something, mowing the yard. That's my best time. I mow the yard. That's why I love that the mowing the yard season. I don't mind mowing the yard. Put the earbuds in and I just let it go. You know, sometimes it's familiar. Sometimes it's stuff that I'm checking out. And check out Rock City Machine Company. They're really good. Rock City Machine Co. C-O. Rock City Machine Co. Rock City Machine Company. Check them out. They're really good. And we're going to come to the end now. We're coming to the end. And I found this little song now because I'm a Gen X. That's right. I'm proud of a Gen X. You don't hear the Gen X talked about very much because it's always about the millennials or it's all about the boomers or the Gen Z now, you know. And one's complaining about the other. Others are complaining about this one and that one. And having a good conversation with my stepson, Josh. If he ever plays out, I'll get a chance to put him on here and let you see what some shredding guitar really sounded like. The guy's incredible. But anyway, he's talking. He went and saw a comedian. You know, he said she made a great point because we all complain about everybody gets a trophy. You know, everybody gets a trophy, and we didn't grow up like that. You know, you had to earn it. You know, you had winners and losers. But it wasn't the millennial kids that did it. They didn't make it up. It's somebody in Gen X. But the thing is, I look back at it, what happened was, you know, most of us Gen Xers, we just laughed about it. That's ridiculous, you know. Yeah, we laughed about it, and all of a sudden we didn't pay attention, and boom, before we knew it, it's a loud minority, as I call them. Somehow they took over. So a lot of it is my generation, the Gen X. Now, the millennials, all of them, they're taking over. You know, they're at that age where they're letting their kids do it. And then the Gen X is just getting totally ridiculous. Or Gen Z, I mean. Just getting totally ridiculous. But, I mean, we're all stuck in our dynamic. Or we're all stuck in our generation. But I love being a Gen X. Makes me think of the X-Men. I know. It's weird. But anyway, I found this. Thought it was a cute little thing. So let's... little song called We Are Gen X. Stand up. Be proud. Sing it out loud.
Everybody's talking about the boomers, millennials, and Gen Z. People talk generations and they mention those three. Our kids call us boomers. Nah, that's incorrect. We have our own name. It is Generation X. We may not use new technology very well, but we used to rock a chat room and AOL. No Bitcoin, but our 401k is decent. And we hate any music that is recent. We are Gen X. Gen X is in the house. We are Gen X. You know how we're in the house? We are Gen X. Because we say in the house. We are Gen X. Speaking of being in the house, when we got home from school, our parents were gone as well. We're alone for 3 hours. There's a key under a shell. We did have computers, but there was just one game to play. It was Oregon Trail. And we got dysentery. You guys are now learning how to write apps when you were 6. When I was 6, the only app I had was mozzarella sticks. But when your phone dies cause your battery's crap, you're gonna need me, cause I can read a map. We are Gen X. You can't plug in a destination. We are Gen X. You cannot pin a location. We are Gen X. How far away is that exit? We are Gen X. You have to basically guess it. Hey, it's the weekend, so what you gonna do? Let's invite over millennials for Trivial Pursuit. It's Gen X's favorite game. It's where we try to use all of our knowledge to get 6 pieces of pie. Millennials, they all think they are smarter than me, but this game, it was printed back in 1993. What's the highest grossing film of all time?
Avatar.
I'm sorry, it's Jurassic Park.
Nope, that's what it says right here on the card. I saw the one with Chris Pratt, but they made another one.
Dude, that's like number 30 now.
Sorry, we're right. Hey, Siri.
Siri, don't ask Siri.
What's the highest grossing movie of all time? Card is always right. Sure. Boomer. We are not boomers.
You keep calling us boomers. We're not boomers.
That's our parents.
We are Gen X. Our photos are on paper. We are Gen X. We watched a show called Frasier. We are Gen X. A lot of us are named Janet. We are Gen X. We think that Pluto is a planet. When I found out that you can take a song and burn it on CD, I was like, this is the pinnacle of technology. When I had to text a friend, I would use a pager, yo. You could only type numbers, so I had to use codes. When I had to talk to people and I wasn't at my home, I would put a quarter into this thing called a payphone that 1,000 people talked into and basically kissed. If we had no money, we'd call collect and mom would get real.
Hey, I have a collect call here from Penn. Do you accept the charges?
For the love, honey, I told you. You're just supposed to tell me where to pick you up, okay? So next time when it says, say your name, you're supposed to say Burger King entrance of the mall food court. Okay, that's your name from now on.
We are Gen X. We were latchkey kids. We are Gen X. We had to rewind our vids. We are Gen X. And if we didn't rewind, we are Gen X. Yeah, we'd always get fined, yeah.
Don't be a about it.
You have a collect call from I'm by the Burger King.
Yeah,
Will you accept?
and then you say no and you don't accept the charges, but then you knew, your mom knew to pick you up at the Burger King. See? Guys, you're cheating the system. Nobody calls collect anymore, so I feel safe saying this.
Check out our merch. Check out our book. Check out our blog. It's at theholdernessfamily.com.
There you go. Give them a little plug right there at the end. I got several other videos I haven't checked out yet, but I thought that one was pretty cute. Pretty liked it. And a lot of truth to it. You know. But I grew up in the greatest generation. It's been said. I mean, we went from albums to 8-tracks to cassette to compact disc to digital. We learned computers. We've been through it all. So, boom. Mic drop. That's how we drop a mic in here. So, I guess that's all I got to say. And, hey, till the next time, just check on the other side. That's where everything else is, because you got to check out on everything else is always on the other side. You always got to check out where everything else is. And until the next time, I'll see you on the other side, but I'm going to leave you with a little special message. Tony Storm.
Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. Oh!